Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I'm Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Drew Estate Studio. With me today is Jiunn, Lou, Seth, guys, and John McTavish. How you guys doing?
I'm doing well.
I'm looking.
June?
Oh,
No, June looked like he
Yeah,
was
pretty
constipated.
good.
That's why I was
Yeah,
like, John, please
dude.
continue. You have more
I'll
something
tell you
more
what, man.
intelligent than
Having a baby, and like waking up
you didn't have a
weird times of
baby.
the night, right?
mm,
Like your schedule is just like completely fucked. I took a shit last night at like 4 in the morning.
that would just my brain pan would be all
Yeah.
messed up.
Anyways, we should probably
Uh,
edit this, but we don't edit.
we
So
don't edit,
anyways, go ahead.
and I look forward to because we often get a lot of comments, and now that we're sort of on the other side of the top 25 cigars of the year, I look forward to all the comments that are going to come from our discussion about the cigar we're talking about today.
Yes.
Are we gonna get hate mail? Are you guys gonna get hate mail?
Maybe, maybe
A lot of
Maybe.
fans out
a
there,
lot of
right?
AG fans out there.
Yeah.
Really?
All
I
right.
don't
So
follow
today
these
we are
fuckers.
talking about the AJ Fernandez New World Dorado Figurado. Cigar is 6-inch by 56. Comes out of the San Latano factory in Nicaragua. Wrappers Nicaraguan sun-grown Habano, binder filter both from Nicaragua, blended by AJ Fernandez. Price point is $12.80, and the cigar was released in September of 2022. So with all that out of the way, June, what was your overall experience like with this cigar?
Overall it's very AJ. When I say very AJ, I refer to how AJ does a really consistent job of making his cigars very earthy, like a dirt soil kind of a earthiness, and kind of a grit to it as well. And it was mainly that. I did like the first third though. It was meaty, it was spicy as well, including that AJ earthiness. So, you know, you know, how much is this?
1280.
1280. 12, hey, somebody else spent 1280.
All right, Seth, what was your experience like?
Listen, sorry, I got fascinated. I got sidetracked thinking about El Dorado when we're talking about this, but I really enjoyed it. Graham cracker, sweet spice notes, rich earth. Sorry guys, I
Did you
went down
smoke
that
the
rabbit hole.
Eldorado? What did you smoke?
Do you smoke it backwards? Like I don't know what's
Yeah,
going on right
Smoke
now.
it backwards.
you didn't do it. You didn't do it upside down, and watching the Disney version of El Dorado. That's the key to doing this, man. That's um, pepper qualities as well. Cinnamon coffee, medium full and strength and body. It had really good burn and draw too, which it's not a surprise because it's AJ,
San Latano, man. They make great cigars out of San Latano.
but it's also like it was a perfecto, so that adds
Mm,
some points. You're like, man, not only do they make great cigars, they don't even fuck up perfectos. Um,
it's true.
but so I enjoyed it, but I smoked it. I was like, I'm gonna get ripped by all the guys, but you know what? I did it for AJ and El Dorado because I believe in the city of gold, man.
All right, John, what were your thoughts?
So, like June said, as soon as I lit this up and took a few puffs, I'm like, oh, here we go. This is going to be an AG experience, and I don't mean that in like a disparaging way. I just mean that some factories and some blenders have a particular profile. Like if I'm smoking Espinosa, I'm expecting to get punched in the face with spices, and if I'm smoking an AJ blend, I expect that sort of like June said it. It's like a gritty, musty, gritty earth. And that's sort of the core of what he likes to blend. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just don't find it particularly engaging or particularly dynamic. And 2 hours plus of smoking that is just not that exciting for me. And that sort of defines the whole experience. Like, there's some wood here and some spices here and some chocolate here. But the core of this profile is that sort of gritty, earthy character. But what I will say is that if AJ charged $25 for a cigar, I know that that cigar is going to draw perfectly and burn perfectly. And I wish that more people in the market would make cigars constructed as well as his cigars because it burned flawlessly. Like it's just razor straight, perfect draw. And like Seth was saying, it's a Figurado. So you expect some little bit of funkiness, but nope, no funkiness. Anyways, all that to say, it smokes like an AJ. If you like AJ, you'll love this cigar. If you don't like AJ, you will not love this cigar. Aaron, what about you?
For me, the cigar started with a mix of toasted cedar and cinnamon. Cinnamon transitioned to black pepper fairly quickly, and earth and musty floral note joined a bit later. Second third saw the musty floral note depart, and the final third saw the toast level increase. I thought the first third was good. Had a nice balance and kind of a unique musty floral note. Once that musty floral note departed, in the second third, it kind of dropped down a level and just became average and a bit mundane the rest of the way. Typically, how I find most of the AJ blends, but I don't see this as much of a variation from his other stuff. So similar to what John was talking about, what Jiunn was talking about. So I wouldn't see myself coming back to this. I might be open to smoking another Vitola just to kind of check it out and see, but I wouldn't expect that much of a difference for me, but I could be surprised. All right, getting into the scores, we'll start at the top with Seth at 7.07.
Oh,
Jiunn gave it a 6.1. I gave it a 5.85. John gave it a 5.75. So Seth, how that 7.07 matchup for you?
You're breaking up, guys. Why don't you just move on right ahead? Thanks, sorry.
Defend yourself.
No, listen, I really liked it. I actually also smoked because it's a bunch of other Vitolas. I've also smoked the Toro. I had a family member get me a couple Toros. And that probably impacted, my overall thought of it. But I was really blown away by the burn and draw, and I don't think that really justifies the 7.07. But every once in a while, I guess a blend speaks to you. So it's, from what I was told, Justin had no part in this. And so there you go, 7.07.
All right, Jiunn, 6.1.
That was, AJ cigars for the most part the score will always look pretty good. It's because it's always incredibly consistently great constructed, right? Good burn, good draw. And the flavor profile was never off-putting, but it's just always that very average earthy AJ stuff. So to that extent, low sixes makes perfect sense, just like vast majority of AJ cigars out there for me.
Yeah. My 5.85 matches up well. Above average flavor profile, very good construction. Kind of gets it close to that 6 mark, but it's just not enough to make me want to come back to it. It's a unique size. I think it was fun to smoke. When they're constructed well, it's nice to be able to do that. There's nothing worse than having a fun Vitola that they can't build correctly. So you don't have to worry about that with this cigar. So that was nice to see. All right, John, 5.75.
Yeah, man, it matches up well. I mean, like Jiunn was saying, it's absolutely flawless construction. But for me, the flavor profile never raised above average. I didn't mention it in talking about the flavor notes, but I did also get that floral component in the first third. It just, for me, it never elevated above sort of that core. Like Jiunn was saying, it's pleasant. There's nothing technically wrong with the cigar. It's just not engaging. Nothing about it makes me enthused to come back to it. But I would be willing to try this in a different size just to see how it's stacked up because, like Seth was saying, there's a bunch of different sizes. So why not? The price is actually quite reasonable in the marketplace.
All right. Any final thoughts from you guys on this cigar?
Wrap it up.
Yep, Seth wants out. All right.
Yep.
All right. Whenever you're watching this video, be sure to like and subscribe. But check out the full written review on the website, developingpalates.com. Follow us on all the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, so iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.
El Dorado.